How the attachment system shapes deep emotional bonds and why loss hurts so much. I'm Ben Ufana, completing another article, very in-depth, lots of detail, way too much to remember, so I'll be reading from the article itself. Let's dive in. The attachment system is an innate psychobiological mechanism. You could think of it as evolutionary survival wiring built into us from birth. Because we come into this world physically helpless, the system developed over thousands of years to keep us close to a protective adult. We're born already wired to bond, to seek closeness, to orient toward connection. And ideally, our parents, our caregivers, if they have the capacity, carry a complementary caregiving system. When these two systems sync up, it creates a natural biological loop. The caregiver senses and responds to our needs, and we learn that we can rely on them. From the very beginning, we're tuned to our caregivers, the sound of their voice, the warmth of their touch, even their scent. This isn't just a preference for connection, it's a real psychological and physiological need. Early on, the caregiver functions almost like an external nervous system for us. Their presence helps us settle, steady us, and brings our system back into balance while our own capacity is still developing. This wiring is always there, but it becomes especially active when we feel fear, pain, or uncertainty. When the world feels overwhelming, the attachment system pushes us to reach for the caregiver, to cry out, to move toward closeness. When a caregiver responds consistently, they become a dependable source of comfort and a secure base, helping us gradually feel safe enough to explore the world on our own. These early experiences do more than just calm us down in the moment. They quietly shape how we see ourselves and others. They influence whether we grow up feeling worthy of love and whether we trust that other people will be there for us. While the drive to bond is innate, the ability to sustain this bond is often limited by our parents' own history and emotional wounding. For many of us, our parents were carrying the weight of intergenerational trauma, as well as unresolved wounds from their own childhoods. Losses, hardships are significant life stressors. Some were dealing with chronic stress, depression, or relational struggles, while others never received the attunement or nurturing they themselves needed. All of this can limit a parent's capacity to truly bond with us, attune to us, or consistently attend to our emotional and developmental needs. When we reached for comfort and it wasn't there, it was inconsistent, rejecting our unsafe, we simply didn't get over it. The distress didn't just disappear, it stayed in our body, affecting our physiology and quietly shaping how we relate to others and to ourselves. Over time, those unmet moments can leave deep and lasting emotional imprints. They shape how safe we feel with others and how much we fear loss and how strongly we cling when connection appears. Later in life, these early wounds often resurface in our romantic relationships, especially when we experience heartbreak, abandonment, and other painful losses. As we grow up, this attachment system doesn't disappear, it evolves. What once drove us to stay close to a parent or caregiver gradually shifts toward the people we become closest to as adults. In romantic relationships, our partner often becomes our primary attachment figure, not in the same way we bonded with a parent, but as a peer and intimate partner. They become someone our system looks to for closeness, reassurance, and emotional steadiness. Unlike childhood, where the caregiver does most of the giving, adult attachment is meant to be mutual. At times, we lean on our partner, and at other times, they lean on us. We take turns offering comfort, steadiness, and care. And this is where it starts to matter in a very real way. The same early patterns we developed as children quietly follow us into our adult relationships. They shape how we handle conflict, how easily we trust, and how we react to distance, and how safe or unsafe vulnerability feels. Most people don't realize this is happening. They assume it's just chemistry or personality or choosing the wrong people. But underneath it all, the attachment system is still trying to keep us connected and close to the people we bond with. It's shaped by our past experiences, and at times it can confuse what feels familiar with what is truly safe. When a meaningful bond breaks through a breakup, divorce, ghosting, or other forms of painful loss, the attachment system doesn't simply switch off. Intellectually, you may understand the relationship is over, but the deeper parts of you that form the attachment haven't caught up yet. What once felt safe and settled with this person can suddenly become destabilized, and that can set off very real biological responses. As that happens, you may notice waves of panic or anxiety, spiraling thoughts, and your mind keeps replaying conversations, an overpowering urge to reach out or reconnect, difficulty sleeping or eating, overwhelming pain alternating with a profound sense of emptiness. And you find yourself consumed by all these crazy-making emotions that don't make logical sense. If you're reacting strongly, it doesn't mean you're weak, broken, or defective. It means you bonded deeply. In fact, the intensity you feel says more about your capacity to bond than any perceived flaw in you. At a deeper level, your system is asking, where did my safe person go? For some people, heartbreak can feel almost like withdrawal from a substance because in many ways, that's not far from the truth. Bonding involves powerful neurochemicals tied to safety, pleasure, and connection, such as dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and vasopressin. When the bond is broken, these systems are disrupted. Your body and mind have to recalibrate, and that takes time and the right kind of support. What makes this even more intense is that present-day heartbreak often awakens older wounds. Your immediate loss can stir up earlier losses, unmet needs, and attachment injuries that never fully healed. So the pain you're feeling now may be layered. Part of it is about this person that you were seeing or you formed an attachment to, and other parts of it are about every place in you that has ever known loss, inconsistency, or longing. This is why distracting yourself or attempting to reason your way out of what you're going through rarely resolves heartbreak. The system needs help digesting what it's been through. And the good news is, when you understand what's happening inside you, and you learn how to work with it skillfully, and you incorporate the most effective therapeutic interventions, healing becomes not only possible, but deeply transformative. You don't have to remain stuck indefinitely in the loops of longing, replaying, and emotional overwhelm. Your system can heal. Your heart can open again, and you can build healthier bonds going forward into the future. In the modules ahead, I'll be guiding you through the practices and therapeutic interventions that make it possible to work directly with these attachment wounds and digest the emotional layers tied to them. The individual sessions I offer facilitate the healing of these attachment wounds and the deeper transformation that makes healthy reciprocal love possible. If you feel drawn to explore this work more deeply, feel free to reach out directly at 332-333-5155. You can email me at ben@benufana.com. Usually it's better to just call. And you could also learn more at benufana.com, healmyheartache.com, or breakupfirstaid.com.